Hey, happy race day, everybody. Happy race day. And welcome to the pre race pull, where we all simultaneously take a sip, wish each other good luck, and hopefully make some money today on the race, which I think is just the weirdest race of the year so far. So let's all take a pull. Cheers. Ugh. What's everybody drinking today? Am I drinking anything good? I got my standard Lone Tree. It's a great cider, great dry cider. Not available in the States, unfortunately. It's too bad. So I spend a lot of time drinking it up here and then go down into the States in the winter and then wish I had it. Don't drink it. Anyway, a couple of rules for the pre-race poll. We have these rules every week. Number one, if any sort of breaking news happens, you need to let me know because I am not paying attention to Twitter. So if we have a driver change or anything happens, please in the comments let me know so we can see if there's an opportunity to make some money. Number two, don't ask me what I'm betting. I've actually made a lot of bets today. I'll tell you, I've already bet 5 matchups and an outright. That's more than usual. Don't ask me what my bets are. I'm more than willing to talk about bets. Just I'm not going to tell you what I have. And then you can call me an idiot or disagree with me. I welcome that. You just have to give a reason, and so that way we can kind of learn and get better. That's the idea of this whole thing. By the way, Rory, shout out to Rory, man. He's out here he's so supportive, and I think Rory embodies like the us versus them. Like he's just on everyone's side and wants to see everybody win because it is us. It's nobody's any better than anyone else when it comes to betting. When it comes to betting NASCAR, it's us versus the odds makers, and I want to see everybody win, and I know Rory does too. And he's out here hustling, and he's so supportive of everyone. So shout out to Rory. Rory Picks on Twitter. So he's great. So I have a new section where I was wrong. There he is, Rory. Oh, let's get it done. Oh, this is Ryan. I thought that was Rory. This is the section of new segment of the pre-race poll, and this is where I was wrong, and it'll probably be the shortest segment of the week because I wasn't wrong at all last week. So moving on. No, I'm kidding. I actually was wrong about Harvick. I won the bet, but I was wrong. He was much better. It looked like track history actually kind of won out in that matchup, and I was just lucky that Hamlin decided to be had a racing incident. By the way, that Hamlin racing incident, yeah, it was a racing incident because he didn't care if he washed up the track. Like that, yeah, technically it was a racing incident, but I guarantee if that's a teammate on the outside, he's definitely not washing someone up the track like that. So I need your help. I need to know who's going to be points racing today. I don't care who you think is going to be points racing. I need to know who is going to be points racing. Like if you see an interview, that is very, very important because I just don't think you can stay out and win a stage and be competitive and win the race. And I think there'll be some great opportunities and matchups if we can get some interviews before the race and say, someone like Chase Briscoe. I know that I read his quotes in Micah Roberts' piece on Twitter that they were going to be points racing when it came to road courses. So I expect to see Chase Briscoe stay out for one of these stages if they don't think he has a race winning car. I don't think his car is as good as it was last year based on practice, but I do think he's going to be good. He raced yesterday. I expect him to be fast early. I think anybody that races in the Xfinity Series the day before usually adjusts to the track better. So they're usually one adjustment ahead, if that makes sense. So I do expect him to be good. But I think that he wants points. And you know what? Maybe that, there wasn't a timestamp on that quote. And Derek Yoder brought up a good point that, was that before Kurt Busch had, the head injury. So I don't know. I don't know if anyone officially has said that they're going to be points racing, but if someone is, let us know and send us a link or send me a DM, because I don't want to just go on your word. I want to see where you read it or where you saw it if possible. What a weird race. And here's what I mean. We have 4 children leading us to the green flag today. 4 children. I mean, look at this. You have Tyler Reddick, Austin Cindric, Chase Briscoe, and Christopher Bell leading us to green. Kids. I mean, it's weird. I've seen them their whole career. It's weird. I don't know. Is this kind of the new NASCAR? Is this what we're going to see from now on? Is these 4 guys? I mean, they're good. And here's the thing. And they're heavy favorites. They're heavy favorites across in every matchup and in every outright. They're heavy favorites. And I think they should be. They should be the favorites. They look great in practice. I mean, what else do you want these guys to do? They came out and they looked great in practice and they qualified well. I think that it's weird seeing, Tyler Reddick a minus 150 favorite over Kyle Larson. It's weird to me. Like, under what scenario? By the way, I will say that I'll give you one bet. And this is like, it must be a rule. If you give me 3-1 on Martin Truex against anybody, I'm going to take Martin Truex. That's a new rule. Like, I'm sorry, Chase Briscoe, you might have a better car. There's still a race today. They actually have to go out there and do this. So I mean, you just have to, you take Martin Truex at 3-1 in any matchup in any scenario. That's a rule officially. So that is one I did play. And you know what? I think Briscoe's probably going to beat him, but if Briscoe has an issue or he decides to stay out at all, I think that, he's going to struggle. He'll struggle to beat Truex, and Truex is 3-1. I don't get that. I don't know why that I don't know if it opened that way. Does someone know if it opened like that, like minus 370? Or did it open like minus 320 on Briscoe? And someone said, "Ooh, there's value there. I'm going to pound that out to minus 370." I don't know. There you go. There's my freebie. And I don't know. I don't really expect it to win, but it has to win very much for us to make money on that long run. Thoughts on Trackhouse today? I mean, pretty much the same as every road course. I think Chastain qualified poorly, worse than I thought he was gonna. He looked good in practice. He didn't look as good as Suarez. I thought Suarez looked a little better. The problem with Trackhouse right now, in my opinion, is they're properly priced. I mean, Daniel Suarez is 8.5 to 1. Maybe you can get him at 10 if you really shop around. But I don't know. He qualified okay, 11th. He's still gonna have to pass some good cars. And oh, by the way, Chase Elliott's racing. So I'm sure he'll just win, just without even being good. He looked terrible in practice. He'll be good. I guarantee it. Like, you can't even bet against him. Chase. Even when he doesn't win, he wins. What a weird thing. But Suarez, I do think will be good. I mean, I just think he's properly priced at this point. I think they'll run well. Yeah, I don't know about that top 5 price. Are you getting paid properly on that? I mean, you might be able to find him in a matchup where you're going to see not similar pricing to plus 145. I just think that there might be better value somewhere else than a top 5 price on Suarez. That's just me. I would not be shocked if he won the race today. Thinking about the cars that can win today, I think obviously Chastain, Cindric. I'm going to blow your mind on this one. I think Keselowski could be good today. Let me say that again. I think Brad Keselowski could be good today. I don't know how to fit him into the card, but he was decent in practice. Tyler Reddick, he'll be good. Ryan Blaney was good. I know that I was kind of hard on Rory earlier in the week and the NASCAR gambling preview that we do on Twitter Spaces every Wednesday. And he liked Blaney, and I said gross, kind of interrupted him. And Blaney looked good in practice. He looked as good as he's ever looked on a road course, in my opinion. He won at the Roval, which makes me want to puke. Chase Briscoe will be good. AJ Allmendinger will be good. I think if you should maybe check out, go to bettheboardpodcast.com, and I did release that matchup or a pick, and it included AJ Allmendinger. I think Dinger's going to be good today. Kyle Busch, no, not really. I think Chris Bell looked kind of the best Toyota Gibbs car. Yeah, I thought he was good. Truex and Kyle and Denny, I just feel like something's off there, and I don't know what it is. I can't pinpoint it, but they're struggling a little bit. Chris Bell looks to be like the Gibbs team that kind of has everything working right now. But again, I wouldn't be shocked if Chris Bell, yeah, I kind of like that top 10 Kez price at plus 155. He practiced well, and I trust him. Like, he's a great driver. I mean, Keselowski's a wheelman. You give him a chance to win, and he can win. Bell looked the best, and then the only other guy I think that can win is Suarez. So Suarez, Bell, Dinger, Chase, Blaney, Chase Briscoe. I mean, you have to include Chase Elliott, but he didn't practice well. He practiced like a donkey. Am I fading him? No. Because even when he loses, he wins. And like Keselowski, Cindric, and Chastain. I just think it's going to be tough. I mean, Chastain's coming from 21st, Larson 22nd, Byron 23rd, Truex 25th. I mean, those are some good cars kind of deep in the field. So I don't know really what to expect there out of those guys. And will there be passing? I don't know. You tell me. There really hasn't been a lot of passing all year. So the bets today, man, I've paid more juice today on bets than I have in a long time. Like, I mean, kind of like plug your nose and puke in your mouth a little bit. But I just think that, I don't subscribe to the, I only bet underdogs. No, value. Anyone that says that is like loses like a shred of, like, I think of them as not quite as smart if they say that they don't take heavy favorites, because value is value, and you can't shy away from, a -1. I paid -170 in a couple matchups today, but I'm very confident that the car is much better and the driver. So I don't do it often, but when I do, it's because I think that they should be -300. That's what I think. So, yeah, those are the guys that can win. Has anybody heard anything about from a standpoint of who's going to stay out and get points? Do we know anything? I mean, I think the only one is Briscoe, but then again, like, how old is that Micah Roberts interview that he's referring to? I don't know. So, man, I wish I knew. If you had that, you could make some money on stage bets. And the problem is if Briscoe does stay out, he's only 6-1 to win the first stage. So you're really not even going to get paid off on that. It's almost a little bit of a gamble. So that's why I'm just kind of sitting on the sidelines. So here's something. I think Kevin Harvick's going to be good. I mean, if you look at his history this year on the 3 road courses, his average starting spot is 23rd, but his average finish is 8.3, which is like 7th, which is incredible because he hasn't looked good at all, like in practice, at those road courses. Excuse me. Actually, he looked good. I take that back. He looked good at Sonoma. But man, that guy just gets so much out of his car. Like, this year has just been so impressive. He's taken cars that are so average in practice and been competitive. I mean, last week he looked awful. I mean, even before the race, he said, I don't know what I have. And I felt very confident in taking Bowman over him, who I thought was going to be a good car. And man, Harvick was in 4th when he got caught up in that. He's just done a hell of a job of getting that car great finishes relative to how good the car is. And he's a sneaky good road course racer. I mean, what has he won twice at Sonoma? I mean, I know that when he won, Truex was almost keeping pace with 3 cylinders. That's how fast that car was that day. But I mean, Harvick could have won easily at Sonoma. So I think Harvick's going to be good. He didn't look great in practice, but he's looked terrible and run 4th. I understand it was Pocono and he runs better there, but he's picked up more positions than anyone at road courses this year. Average starting spot is 23rd, and his average finish is 8.3. Michael McDowell's is 8. Ryan Blaney's is 7.7. Cindric is 6.7. Chase is 4.7, and Chastain is 4. So those are the only guys that have been better than him. And oh, by the way, they've qualified a hell of a lot better. The only guy that's even close to, kind of passing on road courses would be William Byron, and he's qualified on average 24th, and his average finish is 12.3. So kind of par for the course for those guys on average to below average qualifying, and still getting stuff done. I mean, it's actually good qualifying for Harvick. He qualified 18th. That's great. I expect him to run well. I don't know how to get him into the card, though. If anyone sees like a matchup or anything like that, let me know. But I just don't know. Is he a top 10 car? Man, that would be a little bit of a gamble, because I think that there's 10 cars that are better than him based on practice speeds, but no one has improved their car as much over the course of the race as that 4 team. So I do expect him to be decent. Chris Buescher, I think he's going to be good. He always races well. The guys that I don't think are going to be that good. Let's go over those guys. Ty Gibbs. I think Ty Gibbs is going to be slow today. Is that a secret? I mean, is this like blasphemous to hammer against Ty Gibbs? He was very slow in practice. He had a awesome car yesterday, and I don't even know what he finished. He finished like 10th. I don't know. There was, by the way, how did it finish yesterday? Let's see, Dinger, Bowman, like Briscoe, Chastain, and Allgaier. Those are the top 5. That's weird. Those are like the 5 best drivers in the Xfinity series that day. And then you have someone with arguably the fastest car in Ty Gibbs, and he just couldn't work his way back through traffic. I just think he's not quite there on a maturity level. And I trust him more in a cup car, to be honest, because I think he races within his means. Whereas when he's in that 54 in the Xfinity series and you're not winning, there's a problem. There's a problem. But other guys made it from the back to the front. Briscoe did it twice yesterday. So it can be done. I just think that, he gets impatient back there in that Xfinity car, and he doesn't run that well. So I don't think Ty Gibbs is going to be fast today. I don't. I would be shocked to see him running in the top 15. I was impressed with him last week, but Pocono is a completely different animal. Not to mention the 45 car hasn't been good on road courses this year. So, and Kurt Busch is a way, 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 way better driver than Ty Gibbs. So let's not even have that argument. We're not even going to go there. Bowman, does he even race in the Cup Series anymore? Like, maybe he just go down to Xfinity. Like, what's up with that team? I mean, he qualified 28th. He's done that like every week. He's awful. He's been awful. Now I think he's faster than Ty Gibbs, but he's been pretty bad. All right, so I'm going to go over some of my a pre-race ritual of mine. Does anybody think that they can guess what it is? What is it that I do or don't do before a race, that every single race? Does anybody have a guess? I don't think anyone knows this. I don't even think Todd knows this. Is I change the channel for pre-race ceremonies. I don't watch them. And I kind of thought it was maybe bad luck, and the more I thought about it, the more I realized it had nothing to do with luck at all. It's just something I don't do. I don't watch the pre-race ceremonies. Number one, I just don't give it the respect I should. It's on and I'm drinking, and it's not like I'm praying, during the invocation. And it's not like I'm standing with my hand on my heart when I'm, they're playing the national anthem. So I change the channel. That's one reason, is I'd always feel awkward. Like, I feel like I should be giving this more attention. The other thing is I love it in person. It's probably my favorite part of the race, is the opening ceremonies or the pre-race ceremonies. And it's kind of a crazy thing that in life, you never remember the thing, like all the things you've done, if you did it at the same place. For example, if you go to the same bar with all your friends all the time, you very rarely remember what happened at that bar every single time. But if you go somewhere else, like out of your comfort zone, you always remember that. You always remember that trip somewhere else. And so I want to experience as many live pre-race ceremonies as I can. And by the way, Richmond will be the next race that I go to. So I'm going to catch the pre-race ceremonies at Richmond. That means I'll be at the race. I just don't think it's the national anthem for someone that had a brother in the military that's no longer with us. The national anthem just means something different to me, and it means something different to everybody. And I get emotional, and I just am so happy to, like, we're at the racetrack watching racing. Like, how awesome is that? It's one of my favorite things, and the flyover and the patriotism of this sport is just second to none. And I just feel like I don't do it justice on TV. So I've never watched a pre-race ceremony. I always change the channel. Anyone that watches the races with me knows that I don't watch those, and I usually pick it up on the pace laps. Sometimes I forget, and I hate that, because if someone has an issue, like yesterday, Jeb Burton, when he's like throwing it in reverse in the Xfinity series, it's like, oh gosh, are there any Jeb Burton matchups? Like a broken track bar, like a broken track bar, like you want to bet against that car, by the way. So you don't want to, flip it over to another channel for too long, just in case, someone has an issue. There's definitely a money-making opportunity. So I'm probably only going to go for a couple more minutes here. If anybody has any questions about whether it's a bet or a car or a team, I'm more than welcome to answer any questions. But I just have a few bets today. I just kind of like plugged my nose and bet them, paying prices that I normally don't pay, but I still think that they're winners. And then just the automatic Truex bet. Like, Truex didn't look good, but you give me 3-1 on anybody against Truex, I'm going to take it. So, yeah, I'm in an undisclosed location. Yeah, I'm not at home. I don't want to say where, because I got a new account and I don't want to track my IP address here. So I'll be looking for some live betting. I think there's some great live betting opportunities. I mean, fast cars coming from the back, and there's also young guys up front. Young guys can make some mistakes, and you might find some value on guys deeper in the field. So, I think that I think that someone's going to get paid today on a winner. I think Reddick and Cindric are going to be good. And, well, here's the thing with Reddick over Suarez. I like Reddick over Suarez I'm not betting it, but I like Reddick over Suarez for the track position only. If Reddick gets shuffled down into traffic, who knows how good he's going to be. He was able to win at Road America, but he had track position all day. So the only guy he was really racing was Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson. So he passed Kyle Larson and went on with Chase Elliott. I don't know. I wouldn't force that one, just because I think they're both going to be good. I wouldn't be shocked if either of them won. I mean, they're both less than 10-1 to win. So, I mean, if I had to lean, I'd take Reddick. But I think, like I said, I think that those young guys, everyone's properly priced. I don't think there's any value. I think there's value on more the mid-pack guys, obviously. And by the way, who knows how Chase Elliott's going to be today? I mean, he looked terrible in practice, but you can't bet against him. How do you bet against Chase Elliott? You can't. It's like a rule. Always take Truex at 3-1 against anybody in any matchup at any track. And don't fade Chase Elliott at a road course. Can't do it. I mean, you'd have to, like, maybe Marcos Ambrose back in the 9 car. I think there was a DeWalt car. Marcos Ambrose could race. He was fun to watch. That Brad Keselowski, I don't know if it was at Watkins Glen, maybe, that Brad Keselowski and Marcos Ambrose, that was awesome. Oh yeah, good question on what tracks I'm using. So when it comes to capping this race, I don't know why, I just feel like Sonoma is so different than these other road courses. So, I mean, I've kind of thrown out Sonoma a little bit and just used Road America and Coda. And I don't know why that is. I just feel like Sonoma is so technical that you see people that are just good at Sonoma and not good at other road courses, or vice versa, where Sonoma is just really, really difficult. And I don't know if I'm right or wrong. That's just kind of what I've done. Now, I did kind of group that in when I was talking earlier about average finishes and average starting spots. I actually did have Sonoma included there. So it's not like I fully excluded it, but I just like to kind of take stuff out. I mean, this is weird. Suarez won there, but Larson should have won, or Harvick could have won. Then we're talking very differently about Suarez, and then if that's the case, maybe Suarez is like 14-1 right now, and then I'd be betting that. Does that make sense? But right now at 8-1, I'd rather look and see how he looks live. And the fact that you have Chase Elliott starting 8th, and if he moves up a few spots, you're going to see him be the race favorite live. So you'll be able to add other guys and hopefully find some value. Can Larson make it through the field? Has Larson made it through the field at all this year? No, he has. I think he was really lucky to win at Fontana. I don't know. Just not the same car. There's not the same, the momentum that they had last year was just unstoppable. I don't think Larson can get through the field. No. I mean, I don't think he's going to finish 22nd, Man, you're just picking I'll get to the Cindric over Reddick here in a second. I don't see. I mean, Larson. Well, he's not going to pass Chastain. I think Chastain's better than him. I think if Larson can follow Chastain, maybe he could kind of follow him to the front that way. Chastain's going to be following Dinger. Bubba's going to be dropping like a rock. I think Harvick's going to be good. If you kind of look at just what's going to happen early in the race, I just don't see Larson ever passing Chastain. And I don't see Chastain maybe can pass Allmendinger. If Allmendinger all of a sudden doesn't think he has a good car, like he'll go straight to the back and give up and quit. By the way, the Allmendinger radio is great. If you want to just be entertained, that Allmendinger radio is fun. Like they're so worried about counting down laps and pissing him off. I definitely recommend that Allmendinger radio. That's a fun team to listen to. Cindric and Reddick. I think Cindric is better than Reddick, but I don't know how easy it's going to be to pass. And, I still think that the first pit stall is worth something. And I think Cindric's a better road course racer. And I think he wants to win at his home track in Indy. I think that that's a big deal for any guy at their home track. But again, I feel like you're gambling. I can't come up with a perfect explanation for that bet. So I'm just not going to take it. I'm not, I think they're both going to be good. I mean, like I said, I think Reddick, Cindric, Briscoe, and Bell, they're good. I think they're going to be tough to pass. It's just a matter of, or is Briscoe going to stay out and try to get points? We don't know. And who is going to stay out and get points? There's by the way, Todd Gilliland's great qualifying by Gilliland. Kind of impressive. But then you have, he's matched up against Harrison Burton on screen. He qualified 13th. So it's not like you're getting a ton of value there. And Harrison Burton wasn't terrible. I do think Gilliland was better, but wasn't terrible. So, yeah, I think that's kind of it, guys. Guys and gals. I don't know if there's any women on here, but yeah, that's my take on this race. If no one has any more questions, drivers fading. Ty Gibbs. I don't know. I think Ty Gibbs. I don't. Be really awkward if he won. I'd lose. I just don't. I don't see it. He doesn't have the lap times, and like I said, that car struggled with Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch is a good road course racer, so I'm out on Ty Gibbs. Yeah, Logano. I haven't talked about Logano at all. Old JoJo, he's been terrible lately. Like after Gateway, he wins and then just forgets where the gas pedal is. I have no idea. He doesn't look good, of the Fords. He looks worse than Brad in the 6 car. So I haven't faded him because he liked to gamble. I don't like to gamble. I have to win. Winning is very important to making money. That's for sure. Yeah, I don't have anything on or against Logano just because he does have that track position. I don't know how the hell he qualified 5th. Like, there's a rabbit out of a hat somehow. But he was up there last year racing, kind of top 5, top 6, maybe top 8 throughout the whole day. And he's not a bad road course racer. He's very serviceable. But yeah, I just, if if Ty Gibbs racks out of the race, you might catch me streaking across this Canadian countryside, spraying champagne everywhere. So hopefully that's what happens. So I'll leave you on that note. To if something happens to Ty Gibbs, maybe pull up Google Maps and you'll get lucky because I will be excited. But other than that, let's just hope that we get to a point today where we're saying stay green, and it's us versus them. Let's make some money, and I'm going to go ahead and give a pick for a winner today. I think AJ Allmendinger wins this race. So with that, we'll take a little race poll. Wait, anyone? I said it, Dinger. I think he's got the best value. I wasn't going to tell anybody that, but I think Dinger has the best value, and he's fun. If he's fast, he's fun to watch. So cheers, everybody. We'll see you next week. Pre-race poll. Peace.